Today, Dana White responded to Conor McGregor recently saying that his patience is wearing thin regarding his UFC return.
No one in the history of the fight game's ever treated the way we're getting treated at this minute, yeah? To what I came through, to what I bring. You're gonna shoot up floodgates for me, yeah? And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. My patience is wearing thin on me, Wayne.
Dana said, "We talk tonight. I'm in Abu Dhabi, he's in Dubai. We're gonna figure something out. We're talking." Eddie Alvarez thinks he gave up too much size in his recent bare-knuckle fight against Mike Perry. Eddie says he'd like to rematch Mike at his natural weight around 165. Eddie said, "If I could change a couple of things, maybe I gave up a little too much size and weight, I would change that. I would try to get it at a little bit. I'd try to do it at 165 or something like that. Make him come down a little bit. I did give up size. I'll agree with the audience. I gave up size. And I was okay with that because I still thought I would put Mike Perry away. To this day, I still feel like I could put Mike Perry away. I gave up a little too much size. I would have done that differently. The fight itself, I got caught with a big shot. I love the way I fought. I wanted to put him away. I wanted to land my shots. I didn't want to run away from him. I wanted to meet him right in the middle of his shots. Same way you would meet someone like Justin Gaethje. I wanted to punch with him and hit in between and eventually knock him out. That's what we tried to do. We took risks. That way I was okay with that. And I almost did. He got really wobbled. We hurt him really bad, really early. Maybe I should have got on him. Maybe I should have got on him more instead of relaxed too much after I hurt him. Just some small adjustments, but I can't do anything about a broken orbital. He's a battle axe. He's like a zombie. The shots I hit him with a bare fist, almost 100% of the time puts most guys down. But that's why I also think that maybe I gave up too much weight, because in my weight class, that same left hook is putting almost 55 or 65er down for sure, and he was able to stay on his feet with it. Honestly, that would be the best case scenario. Myself, I would like to get to more of a natural weight. If you've seen me, that's not me. That's not my body. I'm kind of fat. I had to hold on to weight I didn't want to and be bigger than I wanted to be in order to fight at a weight that's not my weight. Look, I took a fucking shot, and me, my coaches, we believed that we could make this happen, and we didn't. It is what it is. But in a perfect world, I want to be at 165. I want to fight at my natural weight. It would be lovely to get a rematch with him at something more my natural weight. If we could meet somewhere in between, that would be an ideal situation. Cris Cyborg has been campaigning for a fight against Kayla Harrison. Cyborg says that she could be retiring afterwards. She said, "We've been building up that fight for 3 years. We've been trying to make this fight with Kayla Harrison happen. Me and my team have talked, and we think that that could be our next fight. I'm in a moment in my career which we're trying to finish it in the best way possible, and I see that she's a big name. We've been building up that rivalry between the two of us for a while, 3 years. I think that's a fight everyone would like to see. I talked to my team. We want to do big fights, and I think Kayla Harrison should be next. Katzengano was a great fight. I could have finished my career with that one, but I think Kayla Harrison is another great one. I could finish my career after that too." Aljamain Sterling discusses how he sometimes reaches up to 180 pounds when he's out of training camp. Aljo wonders if it'll be any different for him in his move up to featherweight.
I do wonder how much I'm gonna blow up to after the fight. Like whenever I make 35, like I'm almost, well, just about like the last 5 years, I pretty much always have hit 180. Just like the body just holding on to everything, blowing back up. Do wonder if I'm gonna do the same thing, because it's like I got it's like a sweet tooth. So, like I'm not only eating candies and chocolates, like it almost feels like a bottomless pit, and like you can't help yourself. You're telling yourself to stop eating, but somehow your hands are still moving towards the fridge. Your legs are still walking towards the fridge. Your fingers are dialing DoorDash and or Uber Eats, and somehow you're still ordering food when you know you don't want anything. It's like a sickness, man. That was Chipmunk Aljo. I'm hoping I could get to 160 afterwards. I hope.
Yeah.
If I get back up to what I'm normally getting up to at 35, I feel like that's going to be a problem.
Sean O'Malley and Tim Welsh discussed the notion of the brawl between Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis being staged. O'Malley does not think the UFC wants that going on in the crowd of events, despite many people thinking it was set up.
Sean Strickland asked Gilbert Burns' kids to move, jumped over, and threw some shots. It was weird because it didn't, like, it's weird when you think of two professional fighters, you think it's going to be, but it was like, it looked like a street fight. Like, obviously, it's in not, like, the way he was punching, it wasn't like he was trying to do damage. It was like he was a rookie.
Dricus was in on a shot. It's like you can't really punch. I'm surprised he wasn't elbowing the back of his head a little bit more.
That's what I'm saying.
Schwab and a bunch of people were saying that it was staged. I'm like,
no, Sean Strickland is not smart enough to stage something.
You really think that Sean Strickland's going to talk to the UFC, be like, okay, act pissed, tell those
Well,
guys
if it was
to move.
staged, it wouldn't be staged with the UFC. UFC, I truly don't think UFC like wants that to happen at events. That is not where,
sure.
like, yeah, he uses it as promotion, but if they could pick, if Dana could pick, it's like, no, I don't want that shit going on. He has so much to deal with, so much to think about during a fight night that he doesn't want that shit happening. Secret Service Trump, it's like, that is not something he wants happening.
Do you see Dana? He sets it up.
Yeah, he puts the seating arrangement together every single fight.
That's what's cool about Dana too. He's not like, yeah, Strickland's gonna get punished, Strike's gonna get punished. He's like, that was my fault.
Yeah.
Any good leader will just take ownership. And he's like, that was my fault, my up. No, they're not gonna get punishment because that was my fault.
Colby Covington fired back at Michael Chandler. Colby responded to Chandler's remarks at UFC 296. If you missed what Chandler said, on X he wrote, through 3 rounds, the guy who calls out the quote-unquote triggered sure is afraid to pull the trigger. He continued through 4 rounds. Colby has taken 1776 punches to his face, and his only offense is a few sloppy takedowns. He ended it off with, if Colby's offense tonight was an accurate depiction of the US strength, we would have never gotten our independence from Britain, lost World War I, and got demoralized in World War II by a landslide. Colby, you suck.
I know you're down to step up to 170 and fight Colby.
Not now.
Not now?
Not now.
But soon.
Not after that performance.
Right, not now.
Colby should be fighting on the prelims.
Colby fired back saying, Michael Chandler, who? The guy was getting knocked out in Bellator. The guy's a complete scrub. What's his UFC record? Like 1-4? We're talking about that. My win percentage in the UFC is over like 90%. I'm an all-time great in this division. I've done things in this division that people aren't ever going to do. I'm the only fighter to ever go to the White House and hang out with a sitting president. I'm the only one to ever get the first family front row. I'm the only one to ever have a president out there supporting me and dapping me up before I walk in the octagon. So he can keep talking all he wants, but there's no substance. Another guy that's just all talk and no walk. In the fighting world, I don't have friends because I always said I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. That's what matters to me, is financially changing my future and my family's future. I've been able to do things for my family, get them things that they would have never been able to get otherwise, so everybody's jealous of me. They hate the way I do business, but they're not making the checks that I'm making. They're making basic pay, and they'll be broke in a couple of years. I'm set for life. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA, and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one says the year is 2040, and Chandler is still waiting for the McGregor fight. The second one says, I'm not surprised O'Malley turned out to be a pay-per-view dud. The dude has the charisma of a doorstep and can't cut a promo. Aljo shouldn't blame O'Malley, because he was the defending champion of that pay-per-view. He was the main character. He was part of the draw too. And the final one's from K-Shark. Says, I really hope Michael Venom Page does well in the UFC. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.